Hi there, I'm Danny Flexen. Welcome to SecondsOut FLEXpectations, our weekly look ahead at the boxing actions come at the weekend. We're out every Thursday, 4:30 p.m, and this week it's a special devoted to Canelo Alvarez against Danny Jacobs and that big show at the T-Mobile Arena, or T-Mobile Arena to use my real voice, in Las Vegas, Nevada. Arguably the biggest fight of the year so far and may remain so for the rest of the year as well, depending of course on what follows it. But it's really an excellent fight, and outside of Gennady Golovkin's involvement, probably the best fight that could be made in the middleweight division right now. Canelo Alvarez has achieved so much in his career already. It's hard to believe he's still only just 28 years old. But obviously he started young, he's had over 50 fights. He's coming off a relatively facile win, it has to be said, against Rocky Fielding up at super middleweight to win the WBA regular belt. But before that, he had the two very, very close and competitive fights with Gennady Golovkin. And this is his biggest challenge since. Danny Jacobs, obviously Canelo holds most of the major belts at middleweight, but Danny Jacobs has the IBF title. He won it against Sergei Derevianchenko, dropped him in the first round, but then it became closer down the stretch. Jacobs fought Golovkin himself a few years ago. A lot of people had it down as a contentious decision in favour of Golovkin, but it has been said as well that because Jacobs did markedly better than he was expected to, people were giving him rounds as a result that maybe he didn't deserve. I remember watching it at the time, I had it very close. I may even have Jacob slightly ahead, so I don't go along with the critics, but whatever it is, he didn't win clearly enough to take the titles that night against Golovkin. He'll be looking to redeem himself in this one. Canelo has fought a who's who of his generation, to be fair. The likes of Miguel Cotto, Erislandy Lara, Floyd Mayweather, of course, which was a defeat, his only defeat. And lots of other top challenges. You know, he's never really shirked a challenge, Canelo. He's very, very talented. He's aggressive, but he can fight off the back foot. He's athletic. He's got great agility, especially with his upper body movement. His footwork's improved, still not perfect. But he looks a puncher, whether at middle or super middleweight, and he's great going to the body. If there's a major criticism of him, it's that he likes to work in spurts, he likes to work in bursts. He doesn't sustain a fast pace all the way through a fight, but he's so accurate and his timing's so good that working in bursts can be to his advantage anyway. He's going up against a man in Danny Jacobs who he won't be able to bully, which may be rare for a Canelo fight. Jacobs is a massive middleweight, even with the IBF £10 rehydration rule, if it is in place for this fight, which I believe it is, he will still be the bigger man in the ring on the night. You would think he looked absolutely huge against Golovkin. And he can use his range to an extent, although he remains hittable. We haven't seen him seriously hurt since his first loss against Dmitry Pirog, way back when. I think he had some family problems leading up to that fight that distracted him. But also Pirog was an excellent fighter. Since then, he's grown into a more rounded, more robust operator, Danny Jacobs. He's athletic, certainly. He's got a decent punch himself, a decent puncher, although Canelo's pretty much got an iron jaw, it's proven in the heat of battle against a lot of big punchers over the years. And Jacobs can give Canelo trouble with his length and with his technical skills. If he tries to bully him, I'm not sure it'll go too well for him. I think Canelo's certainly the better inside fighter. But if he stays on the outside, dictates behind his jab, I think he's got a good chance. But I would probably just about favour Canelo. I think he's become such a versatile fighter over the years. Yes, he still fights in bursts, but he knows when to step on the gas and when to catch the judges' eyes, and I think that's important. Judges tend to favour his work, especially in Las Vegas, and I think the bet that everyone's going to be going for, and I'm amazed it's 4-5, so it's still nearly evens, is Canelo to win on points, and that's certainly what I'll be going for. But it's a very good fight. I urge you all to tune in. Two boxers of a very high skill level, both dangerous, both exciting to watch. I think it'll be the best fight of the year so far. Also, just a quick mention on the undercard, WBA interim super middleweight title at stake between Britain's John Ryder and Bilal Akawi of Australia. It's listed, Ryder's a significant favourite with the bookmakers, which surprises me. Akawi's come in at short notice for David Lemieux, but that's a disadvantage for both men because he's not the same style as Lemieux, so Ryder will have to adjust just as Akawi will have to prepare at limited notice. Akawi's talked up by his trainer, as you would expect, but his trainer's the legendary Jeff Fennick. Says that, Akawi's a great fighter, he's determined, he's got a big punch. And to be fair, Ryder has yet to prove himself beyond domestic level. Yes, he won the WBA final eliminator, but against a largely unproven opponent in Sorokin. This could be Ryder's toughest test so far in a fight that he may win. You know, he's had a fight against Billy Joe Saunders, but he lost that one. That was a tough test for him. He also lost to Rocky Fielding, of course. So it's an interesting clash of styles, and I think it's a genuine 50-50 fight on neutral territory for the two of them. So I think Ryder's odds have been overestimated. I think the value's with Akawi. I'm not tipping him to win, but I think he's available at around 3 or 4 to 1. So to win outright, which isn't a bad odds considering. So definitely tune into that one. We want to hear what you think. Who's going to win Canelo and Jacobs and how? Let us know what you think and what's the highlight of the undercard for you. We'll be back next week, FLEXpectations, 4:30 PM Thursday, and we'll be here to reflect on the big show Monday, 4:30 PM with reflections. Thank you.